sun can start and going down. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, no, start and going down. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, no, no.
What up, you guys? So, being that we are not getting Love and Marriage Huntsville for like 3 weeks, I decided to do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 12 because this one seems like it's going to be a banger. Yes, we could discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville another time, child, because that trailer, I was just like, ooh, everybody cheating, everybody telling, everybody spilling the beans now. I'm guessing they're trying to get their viewers back. They're trying to do something. I don't know. I don't want to discuss. I'm not here to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville. We will discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville when it comes back in 3 weeks, child. They're talking about the Super Bowl. I think it's the ratings. But we're going to leave that there. Let's get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta for season 12, episode 1, child. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So it starts off with everybody meeting up in the club, because Spice is doing a performance, child, a new song for her new album. She is up and sorry, she got a mind of her own, child. I'm saying Siri, Alexa, calling her all kind of stuff. Anyway, she is up and out and about. She was down for the count for a little bit. Thank God she's okay. Glad she's doing well. Glad she's doing better because she won't be able to be jump splitting on the stage. And we want to see Spice get busy. The song sounds nice. She's getting ready for her European tour because she got a new album coming up. Child, she got Scrappy doing a feature on this song. And I'm just like, when was the last time he did music? We don't get anything from none of them anymore. Like none of them. Okay, I mean, it sounded alright. It didn't sound bad. I'm not saying that. It sounded alright, so we're just gonna leave it there. She wants to produce an album for the show, a Love and Hip Hop cast album. I said, child, this is gonna be interesting. Jessica and Spice, they sit down and have a little kiki because they had some little issues from last season, and about their little encounters that they made up, and they're talking about, man, is they lesbians? That's what they're trying to let us know, that they bumping uglies, that they want to be coochie clicking. Is that what they're trying to do, child? Saucy shows up late because he had a booking. He's booked and busy. He left his record label RCA and he went to a new label, because they wasn't doing what they needed to do for him as an artist. And he trying to go back to his old fan base that got him popping from the beginning. He trying to make moves and make it happen. And we gonna see, because Saucy, he be hitting and missing it with the music too. He be coming and then he be going. Then he be coming, he be going. But he just want to be popping. It is what it is. Rashida says that DFAX was called on Jasmine's son. But told them that the little boy is not gonna get promoted. And I'm just like, why is DFAX calling y'all? I've never had the situation where DFAX called anybody. I've never heard of that they give you a call to talk about the kid not being promoted. So something is missing, some information is missing. I get that the social worker called the DFAX and that's how it got involved, whatever, because after a certain amount of absences, they are supposed to allow the, contact DFAX. But there's no way that DFAX is going to call you about a promotion. So something's missing. There's a little kink in that story that I'm not feeling 100%. And I live where they live, so I'm not buying it. She says they say it's because she hasn't been taking the kid to school. Social worker contacted them back in February, and then he shows the text message. I think I got a screenshot of the text message. I can't remember if I screenshotted it or not. I think I did, but I can't remember. Of the text messages where the social worker said that they, the kid has been missing a lot of school. we'll get to the bottom of that story eventually. It's going to come out later on in the show because that's their storyline, I can tell. They're already setting the stage for their storyline, child, because we always know that Rashida and Kirk don't come with nothing. Rashida, okay, so they start having a conversation about that whole situation. They all at the table, Kirk included, and they start having a conversation about that whole situation. So Rashida feels like because the woman is getting child support and help whenever she calls, like that's enough. And my whole thing is, I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree with that statement at all. I feel like it seems like Rashida has an issue with Jasmine, and not Kirk. But I feel like the woman shouldn't have to call you to tell you that she need help. You should be an active parent. Co-parenting is two people actively parenting a child. And she shouldn't have to call you and say, oh, he needs X, Y, and Z. He needs this, that, and the third. Yada, 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 yada. You should be calling and be like, is everything good? He need anything? Did you get him what you needed to get him? Child support, just because the kid is getting child support don't mean that that's the end all be all. And then every time she calls, she needs help. You've raised children yourself, Rashida, so you should already know what it takes to raise children. So for you to sit there and say, and make it seem like that was enough, I didn't like that at all. But you gonna be who you gonna be either way it goes, because it seems like the whole episode you had an issue with Jasmine and not the person who created the issue, who is Kirk. Anyway, Jessica brings up a great point when she asks, can the two women, Jasmine and Rashida, sit down and have a conversation outside of Kirk to resolve some of the stuff, you know? And Rashida's beating around the bush, but her ultimate answer was no. You know, ultimately that was what it concluded to, no. And I feel like sometimes that's what you need, because you got him telling you one thing in your ear, then you got that situation, how you seeing it transpire, but you only still getting half of the story. And instead, you should sit down with Rashida and have a conversation. Rashida and Jasmine should sit down and have a conversation and work out a system where they can properly co-parent this child and get her what she needs. Because clearly, if he's not making it to school, she needs help. If she ripping and running the streets and doing all the things that she's not supposed to do, that's another story. But they not giving us that story. So that's why I'm going with what I'm going with. That's why I told you there's a kink in the story that they leaving out. So we'll wait and we'll get to it. Karlie is with her new boo, Tilo. You know, they eating at her restaurant. And I'm trying to figure out how old this kid is. This kid looks young. And Karlie is in her like 60s. Anyway, Alexa is weird. Karlie Red is like about 60 years old, child. And this kid looks young. They meet up with Amy Luciana, you know, and she's been working on music, you know. She wanted to meet her because she had a gift for her birthday. She was unable to make it to her birthday party, and you know, she wanted to make up for it because she missed it. Karlie Red let her know that her and her boo live together, child. She is supporting this baby. He needs some milk. That's how young this kid look. Anyway, Bambi is having a picnic with her boo, Tio. You know, her new boo. Now that her and Scrappy is officially divorced, she has a new boo. You know, she said business is well and everything is going well, and I'm great for her. I'm glad for her. Everything is going well. You know, Jessica meets up with them. You know, and Jessica explains that she's been living with Karlie for a while, you know, and her and Bambi is good friends, and you know, it is what it is. Tio, we find out that Tio is a producer and he's working with Ross, making moves, and I'm just like, okay, that's good. It is what it is. They go for a little skate and they discuss, you know, things. They discuss why Karlie and Bambi are not on speaking terms because of the situation with her birthday party planning. And it's going to be a whole scene, child. A whole scene about this birthday that happened. I can't remember where they said it happened at, child. Somewhere overseas, in Jamaica, somewhere. I don't know. I can't remember. Karlie says that Bambi invited all of her friends and none of Karlie's friends, and then she invited her family on the trip, and they was on one side of the boat, and or one side of the room, and then Karlie and her family's on the other side of the room, and she had a really crappy birthday, and it is what it is. She don't think that nobody should be hitting up her man about anything, but Bambi says that the man was the one who hit her up. Amy says Amy says that Bambi has been taking a lot of free rides. Yes. So Amy says she ran into her ex from 10,000 years ago, child. And the ex said that, they dealing with each other or something like that, or he had a dealings with Bambi, and she want to know why Bambi didn't mention it to her. And I'm just like, this is somebody from 10,000 years ago, child. Okay, let's go. But anyway, she invited Bambi to her listening party, and Karlie Red and Amy plan to confront Bambi there. We shall see. We shall see. It's going to come up later. Saucy heads to the nail salon with his mother. They had a little bit of a tumultuous relationship, but they are getting closer. They're getting closer, and they're working on it, and they're closer than ever now than they were before. Her mom was a little bit homophobic, and she didn't really know how to take him. And I'm just like, child, that is your baby, girl. That is your baby. Figure it out, mom. Figure it out. God brought her to it. I said, okay, girl, okay. She's not dating Zale anymore, and Zale has daddy issues. This is all the things that he is saying. He said back in the day he used to date down low men and he didn't like it. So now he is out and about and he's not trying to be dealing with down low men anymore. But we shall see. I like Saucy. I like Saucy. I don't know if y'all know, but I like Saucy. She said she originally didn't know how to love him when he came out of the closet, child. And I'm just like, why would you stop loving him? He is your child. But to each his own. God has changed her. They're going to work on it. Okay. So Relio is a rapper, whatever. I don't know. He's having a voters registration event, and it looks great. They need to get people out there. They need to get young people out there to vote. They need to get young people registered to vote. And he is doing stuff. He wants to do stuff for the community. He wants to give back. And at this moment, he wants to do all that he can do. I applaud him. People need to do it. He interviews with Young Jock, and then they play kickball. The guys is having a bromance right about now. He says he's developing multiple businesses on this site that he has. He takes them to the site. He wants to give back to the community. His community. I'm not mad at him. Scrappy's, they having a little conversation and stuff, and Scrappy says that Erica and Mama D is opening a restaurant, and that him and Erica is not really together. But that's not what we're seeing on social media. We are pretty much seeming like, it pretty much seems like they're in a relationship because they all over the place, on vacation together, they boot up, they having a good old time, like they besties from the Westie, and that's not what we're seeing. But, we'll see it play out later on. We finally meet up with Erica, and she meets up with Yandy and Rashida, and they all sitting around having a tete-a-tete. And they again get on the subject of Jasmine. They get on the subject of Jasmine. Before they get on the subject of Jasmine, Yandy says, that Mendices and her, they in therapy and they working through it because as y'all know, Mendices, it dropped the clip last season that Mendices felt like he's not needed in a relationship, and he wanted out. It seemed like he wanted to break up, but Yandy is saying she will do everything in her power to keep her man. And they working through some things. So, hopefully they'll get it together. Hopefully before the end of the season, child. Erica says that her and Scrappy that her and Scrappy being single at the same time, it was destined or divine timing. That's what she said. It was divine timing. I'm just like, okay, girl, you like it, I love it. You like it, I love it. I'm not one to spin the block. I don't know about y'all, but I am not one to spin the block. I'm not spinning the block. The Gemini in me, she hates you that much. She's not spinning the block. that one half of that Gemini that's not a good one, the red one over here that's sitting on this shoulder, she don't like you. So she prevents me from spinning the block. Okay? There was only one person that I spent the block on. See, look at that. I done lied to y'all already. One person that I spent the block on, and he's still trying to come and spin the block on me, and I'm just like, boy, shoot. Get ghost. Okay? My spinning the block days is over. But they like it. I love it. It is what it is. Divine timing, God's third eye, whatever you want to call it, to make you happy, girl. I'm here for it. Yandy tries to implore Rashida to step in and have a conversation with Jasmine. I agree. I feel like her as a woman, and that is your husband, you need to have a conversation with her and square things away. What? So we find out that Yandy in fact gave up 4 eggs, and Mandisi was a little bit upset with it. There was a little those little complications. So she decided to nix her using the eggs and having a baby altogether. It was crazy, that was a crazy situation. That statement that he made about her and her body and trying to tell her what to do with her eggs for her friend, her cousin, was crazy. And he said he wants to feel needed. He doesn't feel needed because Yandy is doing too much. She moving around too much. She doing too much. I don't know. I don't know. She waited for you for how many years you did in prison? And now you're talking about you. She had to make it work for herself all of those years while you was in prison. She was holding everybody down. She was holding you down. She was holding your baby mama down. She was holding her own household down with her own kids. And waited for you all of this time. And now that you feel that she's not needed, she's used to that lifestyle of her going, doing, because she had to do so much by herself when you was locked up. So you can't just snap out of that because you home. But we probably gonna have to revisit that conversation later. We'll see. I don't know. It is what it is. She said she's gonna do everything in her power to keep her man. Girl, go ahead, do your thing. I'm not do whatever floats your boat, child. Whatever floats your boat. Zell says he's doing him and he's focused on him. He says he thinks that Sierra is lying with her little tattoo hospital scare. And, she's a drama queen and she be lying. So he thinks she's lying. Amy is trying to start a beef with Bambi because I feel like he feels like Amy is trying to start a beef with Bambi because he's like, you used to date him 12 to 15 years ago, girl, bye. And I agree. I agree with him. Why would you bring up a man that you dated 12 to 15 years ago? Who cares if you see him last week? And who cares? You don't even know that man no more. He done grew up twice outside of y'all relationship. Girl, bye. Anyway, I agree with them. So Bambi and Jessica and Saucy show up at the show, at the listening party, at Amy's listening party. Zell and Saucy step out to have a conversation because Zell wants to know why Saucy Santana blocked him. He was like, if they don't really have any issues, why would he block him? I don't know. People just feel like they don't want you to see what's going on in their life, so they block you. Child, I got a ex that been blocked for probably over 10 years, child, and I will never unblock you. Kids and all. And I will not unblock you. It is what it is, right? He said he thought that they was cool and he don't understand why he would block him. Some people are just like that. It is what it is. Zell tells Saucy, don't greet him if he don't want to unblock him and he don't want to be cool with him like that. Just don't greet him. And Saucy Santana says he won't and he walks away. And, I mean, they'll be all right. They probably still got feelings for each other. That's why they're acting like that. But it is what it is. Amy hits the stage, child. And I like that song. That song is kind of fire. I really like it. So we'll see what comes out of that. Her music was nice. That song, I can't remember the name of it. They said it at the end, but I can't remember it. But I was with it. Karlie comes in, but she's still mad at Bambi. She sees Bambi there, and she wants to have a few words with her. So they step her to the side. They start discussing or arguing about the birthday event, you know, and Bambi shows her the text, or she offers to show her the text. But Karlie Amy keeps trying to make a scene and act like she don't want to see the text because she don't want to know the truth. And I'm just like, take a look at the text and see what happened before you start jumping off. You wanted to have a problem with her, so you just want to make a scene. And Karlie Amy at knocking over stuff and acting like she really gonna do something. Girl, you are not a fighter, and you're like 60,000 years old. You're not a fighter. You're not gonna do anything. Let's not pretend. Amy, she doesn't really have an issue with Bambi either. You know, she don't really have an issue with Bambi. It's just stupid. I think that issue that Amy got is dumb, because this is somebody you don't even know anymore. Y'all been removed from each other's lives for 12 to 15 years. Why would you want to beef with somebody who she ran across or whatever happened and you was dealing with him 1,000 years ago? Girl, goodbye. Karlie Amy really acting like she gonna do something. You ain't gonna do nothing, girl. We already know. You just gonna let security hold you out of there like you really gonna do something. Girl, goodbye. Anyway, that was episode 1 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We're gonna keep going because I really like the way this is going. I want to see how these stories play out, and we're gonna be here for it. Y'all let me know if that's what y'all want to see. We're gonna be here for it. So I will appreciate you guys if you like, rate, comment, and subscribe. We could chat about it down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.